Good morning and welcome in on this Monday morning. Ping! I've forgotten to put my phone on silent, but that's always a good sign. That tells me that we're live. Excellent. Okay, so here we are on a sunny Monday morning, sort of towards the end of May. And we're going to do a bit of a play about and crafting. So today's a special day in our household. 35 years ago, I was probably in the hairdressers because by 12 o'clock I was at the church ready to get married. So exciting day, our 35th wedding anniversary today. So we've had lovely family get together yesterday, which was really special. First time we've all been together for a long time, so that was lovely to have everybody all in one place. So the sun is shining, feeling happy and jolly. And actually 35 years ago it was sort of a day of sunshine and showers. I think that's the day that we've got today as well. They seem to be all of the days at the minute. Bit of sunshine, quite a bit of showers, but that's what makes the garden grow. So I thought today we'd have a play with the Elegantly Said suite. Now what I haven't grabbed is my catalogue. Let me get one. Here we go, and let's find the entire suite. Simply Elegant Suite. Page 68 to 69. Here we are. Thank you, Jackie. So the Simply Elegant Suite is this lovely stamp set just here. A really fun little punch that we've got down the bottom here. So the stamp's got this gorgeous big scroll and this flower, this nice border, this little bit of nonsense just here, some lovely greetings and sentiments in a really scrolly sort of font. And then we've got this elegant tag punch. Hi Glenda, lovely to see you. So we've got those two, and then you've got the papers, which are foiled papers and are really... Morning Lee, how lovely to have you join us. So you've got these really beautiful papers and they're all foiled. Some is gold foiling, some is silver and some is copper. You can see on that one you've got a bit of it all going on, and the other side's sort of black and white, black and very vanilla type colours. That one's sort of, and this one is basic grey, so some of them are grey as well. So grey and silver and gold there. This really lovely leaf print. These lovely sort of like mandalas in foiling. That's like, I always think that's Morse code, dots and dashes. Don't know what it would say in Morse code. But, this lovely sort of Art Deco-y type one with the diamond pattern on the back. This one is a very vanilla one with those gold diamonds and this nice swirl on the back. So really nice papers, and you've got this one that's golden white and that really pretty grey background just there. So really lovely papers, a nice stamp set, and that fun little ornament punch. So I thought we would have a play with that today. As always, some lovely samples here in the catalogue, so really a good excuse to get out your foil stock, whatever it is, whether it's foil paper or whether it's embossing powders or whether it's gilding flakes, whatever it is that you want to put on there to add a bit of touch of glitzy gold. That's, is good to go for that one. So let's have a bit of a play. And there is quite a bit of basic grey in this one. Let's grab a bit of basic grey and let's grab a bit of black. And we've got some of the other colours and things going on there. I'm going to come with a black card base, so let's cut that to size just there and score that in half. Excuse me, scrabbling around in the background. Let me just put that there. I did grab a little bit of foil in case we want that. So frustrating when you can't see what you're looking for, isn't it? Never mind. It'll come to life in a minute, I'm sure. Never mind. Okay, so let's just fold that card in half. And I'm going to take the basic grey cardstock, whatever, I've just popped that for safekeeping. And let's cut a piece of basic grey that's going to be 14.4 by 10, so first size layer down, whatever size that is, depending on where you are in the world. Going to reach over and grab some black embossing powder. Now, black embossing powder is now being reintroduced into our range. Thank goodness. Do love a bit of black embossing powder. I'm going to take this lovely big scrolly stamp. Let's bring this in and just have a bit of a dibble on there. Traverse the mark. Let's ink up this scroll. And let's stamp it in this top corner just here. You can just about see that in the background. I'm going to quickly ink this up again and stamp it in the bottom corner. And let's sprinkle give it a tap, turn it over and give it a good flick. Look at that. Beautiful. It is a beautiful stamp. And let's heat that up. Now, black isn't always the most obvious as to when it's turned. You almost need to catch it in the light to see it going from dull to shiny. There we go. There we go. That's nice and shiny now. Beautiful. Right, what I want is a strip of black card. So I'm going to grab my, I'm going to grab a strip of card from my scrap piece. Let's make that about 2.5 centimetres, so that would be about 1 inch wide. I'm going to score it at 9 centimetres, I think. That's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to have that coming across the front here. And I'm going to attach it to the inside of that card. So I didn't worry particularly how long it was. All that matters in terms of length is that it's long enough to stick onto the back. It could have been slightly shorter, it wouldn't matter. Good way of using up an oddment of card. So we're going to stick that in there like that. That will shut, and that will come across the front like that. And that will be on the front there. Like that, eventually. Okay, let's pop that to one side for a minute, because I'm going to bring in the punch and a bit more black card. I'm going to cut this piece of black card so it measures, I scribbled this down, about 4.4 centimetres wide. So it needs to be just under about 4.5 centimetres. I'm going to make this 4.4. And then lengthwise, I want it to be 10.5. So the width of our carved front, but about 4.4 wide. And the reason I want it 4.4 wide is because I'm going to take this punch, I'm going to feed this through, and I'm going to lift it up. So 4.4 centimetres is just the right size to be able to pull that through like that, because I want it to come right to the end like that. Line it up so it's sitting flat either side, right to the end. And punch. And then we're going to turn it round, feed that through, lift, bring it so that it's sitting on the end. So I've brought it so that, there we are, it's the end's peeping, drop it back a bit so it's sitting on the end of that punch, and then punch that one. So now we have that nice scrolly punch, both ends. And we're going to be able to stick that. So because I made it 10.5 centimetres, now that we've punched the end off, we've lost just a smidge each end, which is fine, because that will then stick on there. I might need to trim a little bit off the end of that, so it perhaps didn't need to be 9 centimetres, so I scored it. Probably about 8 would have done it. 8.5, 8, that's better. So that will now sit on there like that, and that piece that is coming across. I'm going to take a little bit of basic grey. Let's find some basic grey. let's cut that so it is, let's come 3.9 by 10. So our initial piece of card is coming in 0.5 centimetre smaller on both sides, so obviously this is going to have a bit more of a gap either side. So we'll just line that up again, take it to the end, eyeball that so we're relatively happy that that's these make interesting little bits, don't they? Nope, other way, put the shaped bit in first, bring that through. You want it so it's just touching the end there, even either side, and punch. Now hopefully that will beautifully shadow on the top of there. Great stuff. Okay, what I want to do, I think we'll go with happy anniversary. Seems appropriate to the day. To have a happy anniversary sitting in the middle there. What I am going to do is take a pencil, let's lay that where we think it's going to want to be. Let's just put ourselves a little faint pencil mark so it's not very visible, but I can just about see that there's those pencil marks just there. So that will then act as a guide for where I want my happy anniversary to be. So it's centered. Now I could emboss this again, but I will actually just use black Memento ink. I wibbled that a little bit, never mind. Don't wibble your stamp. And then come in with this little tiny, that's because my stamp block was much too big for my stamp. Now because I have got that border on the top, got a bit of room for some stuff going on in there. Let's stick this on now. To put some dimensionals and put one on there and one on there, just so that I know that they're in the right place. So that will mean that that's the dimensional this side isn't showing through the gaps. Ooh. And the dimensional the other side is on the end of the line it up, Helen, that's better. This that's coming on the top here. Now, I'm quite liking this flower. Will that fit onto that grey? Just about, I think. I am going to emboss this one. And let's take our grey punch and we'll ink up our flowery stamp, and then let's equal that. Hopefully pretty well got all of that image on there. Repeat that. And let's stick that in place on top of our the one. Let's use the dimension. I don't know that we quite need that as an additional decoration. I should have heat embossed that. In fact, I might do another little label in a minute for that. Let's do that now. It doesn't pop quite enough with the that goes to show how much the embossing makes it pop when you look at it without the embossing. A little thing at the top and one at the bottom. Let's sprinkle some embossing on that. It looked very dull without it, having done one with it. I've done the rest with it. That's wonky, but I can cut that straight in a second. Ouch, burning fingers. Very much a do as I say, not as I do moment. Don't burn your fingers. Let's try and straighten that up a bit. think we've got wonkier rather than straighter. I'll pop that onto a little bit of black, shaving away at this bottom corner. Right, now we need a bit more grey on the inside, I think. Just to, oh, bit of white embossing on the back of that. That looks pretty, doesn't it? But we're going to stick it down, never to be seen again. That will cover up where that strip is stuck across there. Just wondering, I'm going to find a bit of take a bit of this paper. It's the one that's got the gold swirls on the back. I'm just going to cut a 2.5 centimetre inch strip and cut that to 13.9, which is what that inner piece is. And we'll add in a strip of paper down there just to lighten up that inner piece. And then I'll take my punch and let's find a bit of white. No, I'm going to take a longer bit of white. We're going to do what we did before, I think. Nothing like indecision. That looks as if it might be about right. So I've made this 4.4 by 10, so it's the same as the one that we had on the front. Let's again feed that through there. feed. That through there. And we'll have that inside as a sentiment panel. And then, if I can find some, I know I haven't got many black match dots left, but I thought I'd found one or two odd ones the other day. Perhaps we'll come in with these. These are actually Seasidey Spray, these officially, these pearls, I think. But they do look quite greyish. We'll have a couple of those just sitting on the front there. So quite a nice little happy anniversary card with that flat front, extending that punch. Always good fun. Making it what you will. If I'd have got some black matte dots, I'd have popped those on there. They are in my parcel that is due this week. Hopefully should be here by Wednesday. All good fun. So there we are, just a little elegant card using up some of those stamps and things and a little bit of that paper. But the other thing I wanted to do is just, what can happen is that we can see the papers that go with these sweets and we can sort of get stuck there, if you like. If I'm going to use this stamp set, it's got to be black and gold and metallics, and of course it hasn't got to be any of those things. So I thought we'd have another little play with another card that was anything but black and gold and silver and those things. So I have just pulled a few little bits here, which you can see are Granny Apple Green and Gorgeous Grape. So I don't look anything like black and gold. And so I'm going to take the Gorgeous Grape and cut ourselves a bit that is 10 by 14.4, or whatever your first mat is. Just looking, excuse me while I rustle, in the drawers behind me I've got whole little bags full of oddments of card like this. I actually want an oddment of Granny Apple Green, and I think we'll manage to get that out of there. Let's bring in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Obviously great for crafting on the go. going to take a flower stamp just here, and let's find the gorgeous grape ink. Let's do some tone on tone flowers on the back here. And start in the middle, and then we'll just work our way out and round, and it's a really pretty flower stamp. Let's have a little bit just tucking up there. We'll have a bit of a stalk in there. Let's have a bit of a leaf showing in there. Great stuff. I didn't wet my chamois this morning. It's as stiff as a board. There we go. Hang on to that. Yeah, no, I don't know that we will need to hang on to that. We'll see. Right, so we're going to have this sitting on the top of there. So very different colours. May even come that way. We've got a bit of gorgeous grape ribbon going on just there. I'm now going to take some Whisper White. Some just got a bit of quarter bit there. I don't think I should want quite as much as that. I'm going to dig out my Stamparatus. Let's take that out of the way. We don't need this mat either. Need to give that a clean. That stays on, so I've got to get my stays on cleaner out. Let's put this in here. And I'm going to take the flower stamp. Let me spritz this. Just have a bit of a scrub. A bit of pear pizzazz ink off the back of there. I'll put it up there because there's enough room on that card to get a couple of these out if we want to. Bring it round here, and then I've got some Stampin' White markers out. Not done this for a long time. I thought we'd do some colouring direct to stamp. So let's do this big flower just here. Some gorgeous grape, and of course the nice thing about this is nothing's moving. If we want to put a bit more colour on, we can. I'm going to in the centre here with some Mango Melody. Take that out from the centre a little bit. Oh, I think that needs a bit more. Just scribble. Oh, that pen's quite dry, that's why that's not being particularly effective. Let's see if it's been enough. Let's grab another pen. I might have a change of colour. Let's go some pumpkin pie. That's a bit better. I'll do pumpkin pie on these little dotty bits just here as well while I've got it in my hand. Let's do this other little flower. And some pumpkin pie in the middle of that. And some granny apple green leaves. And this one up here. There we go. Just going to cut that in half for a minute because I'm then going to bring in this die just here. So these are from the Stitch So Lovely dies. So both this one, this outline we've done, and this one we're doing here. It's really quite warm standing just here in the sunshine. I've got the door open, but not complaining. It's beautiful. Let's run that through there. This is the end of my roll. Need to add gorgeous grape ribbon to my shopping list as well. Now, quite tempted to put it between the layers. I think I will. So let's take a little bit of tear and tape. Hi Angie. Hope you are well. Hope it's not quite so cold for you ladies. I mean, we haven't had it particularly warm, but I know that you were feeling the chill. Stick that on there. It's rather pretty. Now we're going to go, I think we should go for a green card base, don't you? Let's live life dangerously. And then we need to add in one of the sentiments. True love stories last forever for you. Thank you. Happy, wishing you a wonderful birthday. That would be quite nice birthday card, wouldn't it? Thank you. Oh dear. Don't have much luck, Angie. So I think we'll have a bit more granny apple green for that background. Is that wide enough? Yes, it is. Pretty well spot on. Excellent. Hi, Jane. We're playing with the Elegantly Said suite. We've done one sort of in blacks and greys and with heat embossing, but now we're just going to prove that, you know, you don't have to go with the colours that are in the papers. Let's go off the beaten track a little. Right, let's cut a white one out. So that's all with those Stitch So Sweetly dies. So we've used the scalloped rectangles from there, and we've used these sort of shaped ones just here as well. So a really nice little set of dies, that is. Dip into it quite often. Let's bring back our our gorgeous grape ink. And let's stick these together. Hope they get that sorted for you, Angie. Let's stick in our background piece. Let's bring in a few dimensionals. Thank you. Couldn't get very much more different than the other one, really. Yeah, there's something really quite nice about gorgeous grape and granny apple green, isn't there? They do really pop against each other. Ooh, look, let's come back to these pearls. Let's put in a few of those pastel pearls, and obviously we're going to need an insert in that one. I'll just quickly cut a bit of Whisper White. And to bring back my stamp, so what we could have done is done this insert while we'd got it all set up and we were colouring in the stamp on the inside, but we didn't. So I'm just going to stamp this in Gorgeous Grape on the insert. She says confidently, having hidden her Gorgeous Grape under the trimmer. Might bring in one from the top for good measure too. Let's grab an envelope. And let's do the same with that. Let's have one each side on our envelope. Grab another envelope. Just going to ink up this flower. Memento, we'll just have one on there, and that will give us an envelope to go with that one. Okay. Let's have a quick look at where we went. So 2 very different cards using the Elegantly Said stamp set and its punch. So this one we've used black embossing, some basic grey, we've got this lifty up flap and that bit of paper inside, that piece of DSP inside. So a very sort of elegant anniversary card with our little black flower on the envelope. And this one gone very different colourway. So we've got our flowers just stamped in the background there. This one has been colouring direct to stamp using our Stamparatus, so that we can gradually build up those different colours and using those Stitch So Sweetly dies. So I hope you have enjoyed those 2 cards. Some very different colourways and different looks, as always with one stamp set. So enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your week. I think here in the UK the weather is set to get a bit warmer and a bit brighter as the week goes on. But I will be back regardless on Friday morning, and I'll see you all then.